The Aaron's 312 on Fox is brought to you by Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership. Let Aaron's drive your dreams home today. There's the aerial view of the lead pack from our Busch Beer cam.
That's the lead group.
It's no longer a pack.
It's not a pack anymore.
Oh, you're right. It's 6 cars. There are 22 cars still on the lead lap. There's the gap back to 7th. And then a group of 4. Quite a bunch of rookies in that pack as the crash on lap 10 took out 9 of the top 15 drivers in the Busch Series points, 6 of the top 10, including point leader Todd Bodine, whose car is behind the wall.
They just did not have a very good qualifying effort on Thursday, but I talked to that group this morning, talked to Todd, and he said, you know, I think we're going to be good. It's just going to take us a little bit to get to the front. Unfortunately, they never got there before the big one broke out.
Yeah, they were working really hard down there trying to get that car repaired, but obviously it's got some damage that they can't fix.
Dick Berggren?
Well, Michael Waltrip and Jamie McMurray have been having conversation about hooking up there in that second group, currently running 8th and 9th.
I mean, they're back there trying to plot all they can, Darrell, to see what we can do to maybe get up there and catch that other, as you say, the other group. But I don't think that's going to happen unless we have a caution to get them caught back up.
Let's check with Jeannie.
Well, you know, Michael Waltrip is apparently talking to everybody out there on the track. He is directing traffic while he is driving. He's also radioed in and say, hey, someone tell Junior to slow down out there, which I thought was rather interesting. He's also telling Chase Montgomery which line to use and which way to go around the track.
Next Saturday on Speed Channel, in-car commentary for real.
Yeah,
in-truck commentary.
In-truck commentary. We'll be calling the race from a truck, trying to. But I know what I'd be telling Michael right now is 4 behind as you are, quit working your mouth, start working your hands. You might catch up a little quicker.
But you know, Darrell, I couldn't help but giggle just a little bit listening to Jeannie say he's directing traffic. Who does that sound like? Sounds like the man that hired him about 2.5 years ago, Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, Earnhardt could give you more instructions while you're going around the racetrack. Hand signals, tell the spotter, tell the crew chief, tell that driver, tell them safety workers, yeah. Tell NASCAR.
And next Saturday, Darrell's going to drive in the Craftsman Truck Series race at Martinsville. Hope you can come on out to see Darrell and Larry and Jeff and the whole rest of the Leroy's Boys crew run in that event.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Tides, you know, sponsoring the truck, and the 32 crowd is going to pit the thing for us. It's a collaboration. Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Collaboration.
It's a very good word.
Of talent. Maybe it's a conglomeration.
If it's successful, it's a collaboration. Okay. Matt?
Well, Mike, we've caught up with Todd Bodine. The crew is going to try to fix it. What is wrong with the car now, Todd?
Well, not really sure. In one of them jarring hits, it knocked something loose, the ignition. The battery may have slid over or something. But in that last stop, started getting some smoke in there, and I looked over, and the ignition switches are smoking. I said, this isn't good, so I shut everything off and tried to put the spare ignition in, but it wouldn't fire up, so now we got to search for it. It's a shame. We had a pretty good car. We got hung out there. I got to the front, got hung out, went back, got back toward the front, and you know, you tell me the 21 cut down the left rear, that's racing. That's the way it goes. Great team, Herzog Jackson Motorsports team, leading the points. I see Jason's over here. I don't know what this is going to do for points, but it's not going to be good. But we'll still dig. We're going to go get them.
Still chasing a sponsor, going to try to chase more points this afternoon. To Steve Burns.
Matt with Lance McGrew, the crew chief on the 5 car of Brian Vickers. Lance, you guys did a great job getting the nose of that car patched up without losing a lap. Now, what is Brian saying about that race car?
It's still running hot. It's anytime you do damage to the front of these things, it affects how the air goes in that upper grill inlet. It's still running hot. We're trying to get clear of traffic right here and see if we get out from behind somebody, if it'll cool back down. But right now, we might have to pit if it don't get any better.
Hey, if you look right there, just out of the driver's view, right over the top of the windshield, see that little, every now and then you'll see a little flap right over in here. That tells you he's getting a lot of air through the front of that car, because that's a cowl opening right there that comes open when the cars spin out or turn around. So he's taking in a lot of air up there. Probably got some damage to the nose that they need to work on and get repaired.
He's gonna be out
Obviously,
front, so
that's a lot of damage.
Chase Montgomery slipping into line just ahead of him, and there you see the damage to the front of Brian Vickers' car.
See him hold his hand on the shifter. The thing must be vibrating quite a bit just from the turbulence of the air. I think that front crowd there would like to mount a charge. I think they'd like to try to get around Nemechek, but nobody seems to have the steam to do it.
All right, now I want to talk about the pit stop strategy. Now, if you do the math here, all the leaders were on pit road back at lap 15. Our original pit window, if you look right there, was 50 to 55 laps. So what that means is most of these guys should be in somewhere around lap 65 to 70, and that should get them to the end of the race. And I'm going to say most of them will probably change 2 tires, maybe 4, fill it up with fuel, make those last adjustments.
Yeah, because they came in there, even some of them did, and just topped up with fuel on that 15-lap run, didn't change tires, so they definitely going to have to change 2 right-side tires, I think.
David Green dropped speed in the middle of the back straightaway, and he's just coasting around coming to the pits. And here's Matt.
Well, Mike, they just told Dale Earnhardt Jr. to be prepared, and 30 laps are going to make third stop. Interesting note, Darrell, under the last caution, they told Dale Jr. that Ryan Petty just stopped down here and asked if Jr. would mind just following the 87 car, not trying to get racy too early. And Jr. said, no problem, but I ain't going to follow his bumper all day. So he's just riding right now.
Caution is out.
You can bet.
Comes around.
You can bet one thing, when we start strategizing on fuel mileage and who's going to do what, we always get a caution, and it all goes out the window.
Debris in turn 4, piece of a tire up in the 4th corner.
Wonder if that's something that happened to David Green. Yeah, I think it may be, because we saw him slow. Oh yeah, his right rear tire, look at it.
The whole tread came off the tire.
Huh. That's something like what apparently happened to the 21 car.
But I just wonder, Darrell, as much as that right rear corner's tore up, that if it just didn't cut it off, you know, when it came apart. A lot of damage back there.
He's talking about Red Farmer. His car looks like Red Farmer's car. He'd come down after race and say that you ran into him, but his car was so beat up you never could tell where.
And you know, I have to believe that even though we're not to that pit window that we was talking about doing the math, I still believe no more cars on the lead lap, that all the leaders will come to pit road, probably change 2 right side tires, go ahead and fill it up with fuel. That just makes them be able to go a little bit further before they have to make that final stop.
And a lot of those leaders, like Joe Nemechek, did not take tires when they stopped on the prior caution. 39 complete in the Aaron's 312. NASCAR on Fox is brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and Easy Drinking Bush Light. Bush, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Bush Series. Pit stops under caution. Here's Matt.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. almost slid through his pit slip to a stop. 4 tire change, no adjustments. He was very happy with the car. In fact, told Bono Mannion he could pass 87 if he needed to Steve.
Right side tires only for Joe Nemechek. He stalled the car trying to exit the pits. Right sides only. They talked about taking a piece of tape off the right front grille. Just right side tires.
David Green, who brought out this caution, did apparently stay on the lead lap.
And you know, I almost have to believe Ron Hornaday, there you see Jason Keller in the 57 car, second points, bringing his car back out on the racetrack. But the top 3 off pit road, Ron Hornaday, Jamie McMurray, and Mike Bliss, I think they stuck a little fuel only in their car.
And I'm corrected on Green. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, behind the pace car, but in front of the race leader. Dick Bergman?
Yeah, Larry McReynolds, you just nailed it. Hornaday, Bliss, McMurray, fuel only. Bliss was having a problem seeing out of his windshield. They were going to tear off a piece of the plastic that covers the windshield. That was about the only major complaint. All 3 of those cars are running very well. Contenders to win this afternoon.
Vickers there, he's on the pit road, and he's got, man, he had steam coming out of that bad boy, so hope he hadn't cooked it.
And the car is overheated too.
Yes, I hope he hadn't cooked it too. You can cook your goose here, or a turkey if you're hamming.
Of course.
Waltrip, I'm listening to everything you're talking about here, buddy.
Oh, boy.
What they did, they tried to put water in this thing here, and they blew the hose off, Darrell. The pressure in the tank actually made the thing blow off.
He did the right thing by closing the hood.
Steve, I believe you know what's going on.
Well, it's just what Jeff Hammond said. It blew a hose off the bottom of the radiator. Now it looks like they're going to have to push the car back behind the wall. The engine is not running. It looks like it may have to go behind the wall.
2 tough weeks for Brian Vickers. Ron Hornaday is our new leader at 41 laps in the Aaron's 312 at Talladega.